Hey, welcome to the Psychic Soul Healer channel. My name is Laura, and I'm going to do a general message for Pisces. Knows that energy is fluid, so roles could be reversed, flip it, switch it, twist it. Just interpret the message as it best resonates for you. Always take what you need and leave the rest. If you're new to the channel and you want to win a free reading, all you need to do is like the video, subscribe to the channel, and tonight's magic word is going to be caring. So if you write the word caring in your comment bar, and then you see that I wrote the word winner underneath, then you won. And all you need to do is reach out to me at pureenergyhealer70@gmail.com so we could figure out a good time that we can set up your reading. All readings are done live, so there's no discrepancies, and this way it works out best for everyone. I get to display my how I do readings. The person that wins the reading gets their reading for free. And a lot of times the messages are always good, not just for the person that gets the reading. It's good for whoever that actually resonates. So it's part of spiritual law. Spiritual law is always what's in the highest and best good for everyone involved. All right, now let's jump right in. Looking at the spiritual energies first, because that's how I do, and the spiritual energy will always influence what is happening and why certain things happen. That's why we look at that. And also, if there's a way to shape shift the situation or whether or not we need healing, we want to know what the spiritual underlining energy is. Okay, let's jump in. Okay, reactive. Ooh, that is a trauma response. When we're in fight, flight, or freeze, right? We react. Well, a lot of times when we have wounds and we get triggered, we react. So I'm already feeling, Pisces, that you are connected to someone that reacted in a way that has created more problems for them in their connection with you. And it's also a problem that they have just in life. You know, dealing with people. Aggressive, yeah, because this is what happens. When a person has a trigger from a wound, they get defensive and they get aggressive because they get, right, the fight, flight, or freeze. So reactive due to, again, the spiritual trigger, and again, aggressive, but I'm also feeling defensive. It's a way that they, I feel as if, Pisces, you called the person out on their behavior and they got aggressive. Synthesis. And this, I normally don't read my cards upside down, but you know, it's no coincidence. Synthesis, I usually feel like, again, this is a soulmate, which I knew before that card came out. However, being that it's upside down is definitely the energy too, meaning that there's no synergy. There's no, that like right now you've cut your energy off from this person because of the way that, not just of the way that they reacted, but the main problem, that it's a lot of problems in actuality. Number one problem, what they did, to the fact that you had to call them out, which was probably ghosting. I'm feeling this person didn't really want to be consistent, wanted a breadcrumb, wanted to come in and out. And I believe you called them out on it and they got triggered. So they reacted, and they reacted aggressively, but in a way that was defensive, which ruined this connection right now. So this is the underlining energy. One more. Again, yeah. And so they're also deluded because they feel like they've never had such a deep connection with someone before. So Pisces, that they don't really believe that they need to fix it. They also have a problem apologizing and being vulnerable. So in a way, they just almost feel like, if I spend as much time staying away, maybe you'll forget about it. Like, again, their thinking is deluded, and their thinking is deluded because they have a lot of wounds around relationships. just getting along with people, not just within their intimate relationships, but in this instance, we're talking about the way that they reacted to you because you called them out on their behavior. So I believe that they've been called out on their behavior before, which is why it's a trigger. So let's see. More spiritual. Looking at the spiritual energies first. Okay. What did I say? I said, I love this, defensive. Didn't I say? I said, I definitely felt this aggressive energy, but also defensive. And that's exactly like they're protecting themselves because they know what they do is wrong. They don't, I feel like they didn't care. And I also feel like part of them is always shocked when people call them out on their shit. And I don't think that they thought that you were going to call them out on it. I'm feeling like this person never really got to know you. Like that's the issue. Like they're deluded because they feel like that they know you when they don't know you. And this is going to be the downfall of them because every time you say something, if they're going to react with being defensive and then act out being aggressive and then not think that they have to apologize after they broke a connection, well, I think that they're crazy. It's again, and then acting aloof. You know, again, like now they go from one extreme to another. So they have a second chakra imbalance. Again, this person, Pisces, very insecure and needs healing. And you can see that they need healing because they got reactive and they're defensive. And it's because when you call them out on their nonsense. But again, because this is a soul relationship, there's a sense that they feel like it's going to fix itself or something. And I also feel like they don't date people that normally call them out on their crap. Okay, stonewall. It triggers me deeply when I am stonewalled. Silence killed the connection for me. And I feel like, again, them acting aloof, again, with you, this is your trigger because it's like being ignored, of emotional abandonment, of, again, not being heard, of where your person acted like they act like they don't care. But you know that they do because you can feel the connection. So, but they don't realize this is why they're deluded. They are deluded because they don't really feel like they have to fix it. They feel like they have to be aloof. And really, in the end, it's going to make them like really ruin the relationship. But really, we attract people into our life that we need for our healing, our evolution. So Pisces, I feel like you have abandonment issues. And I feel like, again, not being heard, not being seen. So we have to look at the dynamic of this relationship. And number one, your person isn't on the same, or the person connected to you, I should say, or the person that you're thinking about, is not on the same vibration as you. That's number one. Number two, they also, and in the fact that they're not on the same vibration, they act childish. They play games. They know you have feelings for them, so they're going to breadcrumb. They're going to play games. They're going to keep asking to give you more. They're going to come in and out. They're going to do what they want to do. When you call them out on it, they're going to twist things around. They're going to gaslight. They're going to play games. And then when you get upset and angry, they're going to act like they don't care. So I feel like, again, they're used to playing this game. But it's, this person came into your life to look and see about, again, abandonment. That really, when we abandon ourselves, that's when we can make a wound get bigger. But I don't feel as if you abandon yourself. This person wanted you to give them more by them acting aloof. They're deluded because they play games. And they play games because they know that you still have feelings for them, right? That there's a connection. So they know what they did was wrong. So they spent time away. I feel, again, because they were afraid, they got defensive, and now they acted like they don't care. So they thought that time would heal it. They thought that playing this game again by not giving you, that it would scare you, so you would give them more. And I feel like, again, it backfired. It killed the connection for you. Like there's a part of you that's like, and I feel that because you healing yourself, you didn't chase after this person. Passion, I feel our passion is gone, and many things frustrate me about you. Many things frustrate me about you. Yeah, that's you. Like it's like this connection was mainly passion because they never took the time to get to know you. They played a lot of games. They placed a lot of attention on the physical connection, on intimacy in that way, like again in the physical, but not in the emotional, not taking the time to get to know you. And this stunt of them acting like they don't care triggered a wound in you that made you look at not just them, but yourself. And I feel like you put the energy onto yourself. They expected you to chase them. It backfired on them. So this is where things are right now. And they're in a place of like, well, now that I did that, like this is then now that I did that, I think I should sit back and not do anything, possibly because of pride is what I'm feeling. And shame. Because like I said, I think that they just expected that you were going to act differently. Let's see what these two cards are. You deserve better than me, obviously. Long distance. I feel like you emotionally detached from this person when they did that. And I actually feel like when you called them out on their BS, their survival mechanism is to get defensive and detach. So emotionally, they detached, but they detached because they were triggered out of like shame. They got mad. Because they've been called out on that before. I feel like you detached because this person abandoned you. You telling them what's wrong, and then they act like they don't care. So in the fact that you put the energy into yourself, they're seeing that you're a high quality person, like that you're not like who they normally date. And they know that you deserve better than them because there's a part of them that I don't know whether they want to grow up or not. I don't know whether or not they want to do what they have to do in order to like be in a relationship. Okay, can we start over? Well, and now that I just said that. So I think that there's a part of them that did that. Again, though you deserve better than me, I do feel like the long distance of you detaching and them thinking that it's over has made them really think about you more. And so I'm not sure whether they want to start over because now they can't have you, or because I don't know if it's an ego thing or whether or not they really have feelings. Let's see. There is a third party. So again, the person was aloof because they were in and out because there was somebody else. And I feel like that person is still like attached to them. I feel like again, your person may not know how to get out of that. Or there was a third party that was influencing this relationship. And though, again, I'm not really feeling like your person really wants to be with that person, the person that's connected to them can have a lot of influence on this relationship, which is why your person may not want to grow up, because if they're attached to someone else that they don't really care about, it means that they're running around playing in everybody else's sandbox while they have a sandbox of their own at home. You know what I mean? They just don't really they like that sandbox to eat and sleep, but not to have fun with. They want to go get their fun from someone else, which means that this person has an intimacy problem, which is why they can play these type of games. Passion and desire. So didn't I tell you, it's again, their connection to you was passion, was desire. And in that, the beginning steps of the relationship, in the beginning steps of it, it's fantasy. It's fantasy because you don't know the person doesn't know you. It's what you perceive about them is what they perceive about you. And I believe your person killed your fantasy about them because of how they acted. They acted like they didn't care, all because you wanted to have a conversation. They acted like that because there's somebody that's still connected to them. I don't believe that they have strong feelings for that person. However, that person's still attached to them. So again, there's codependence on some level, regardless of what the situation is, because no one stays in the situation unless they're benefiting somehow from it. So I feel like that I'm not saying that your person's having sex. I don't. Like that's what your person's missing. There's no passion in their relationship. That's why with you, there's passion and there's desire still on their end, which is why they want to start over. So be careful. Be careful. I'm going to pull a hidden truth. I'm not saying that this person doesn't find you attractive. I'm not saying that there's not the ingredients for a relationship. It's karmic. Karmic means that there's many different ways that this could play out depending on what you do. But if you run into a relationship with this person, it's not going to be good. The timing just wasn't right for us. Yeah, so your person is going to come back and say that the timing wasn't okay because, again, they didn't really close out a cycle. But I believe that they told you that it did. And I think at the time that they actually thought that it did close out. But the truth of the matter is that just because we break up with someone doesn't mean that we don't have residue feelings, where you have a lot of emotions, you have a lot of feelings, and and sometimes guilt is confused as love. So I think that your person thought that it was over, but kind of knew that it wasn't, and they played games and they wouldn't get close. And when you called them out on it, instead of them coming clean, they made the hole bigger. I regret lying to you, and we're going to leave it there. I regret lying to you because they regretted lying to you because they said that this was finished and it wasn't finished. And that's, what, I'm going to put one more. I know I lied, but it's like, I can't leave it like this. I'm like, okay, so what did they feel about Pisces? What do they feel about Pisces? Because we know that they're going to try and come back, and they know that they have passion for you, Pisces. They feel sorry that they lied. It's again because of that third party. They're deluded. They don't really think that they need to fix it because, again, there's a soul connection. But let's see. I want to know what other message, and then I swear we're closing it out. Closing it out, but I can't leave it like that. It feels like wrong. Not finished. Let's just pull. Let's see. Okay. You are my best friend and I hurt you. I didn't know what I was doing. Can you ever forgive me? I feel like whether your person is your best friend or not, I feel like your person has an intimacy issue, as I said, which is why we're able to have someone connected to them and where they're kind of codependent, but then they're not, passionate with that person, and they're not passionate with that person mainly because when you're with a person that isn't really 100% there, they're not 100% present. And so what winds up happening is, like, you know, when we're passionate about someone, we're present, we want to be there. So if your person is emotionally checked out with that person that they're codependent with, the person that they're codependent with is acting like a militant sergeant instead of like a partner. And so you lose the intimacy. They lost the intimacy in that connection because too many times trust and whatever. And so what has happened is your person built that bond with you, that emotional connection to you, which is what was disturbing to you, Pisces, because you're like, well, this relationship should have really grown and should have evolved. And instead of it growing and evolving and growing stronger, you were in and out and playing games. And when I called you out on it, you got defensive, you shut down and you ran away from me. Well, because what they presented to you wasn't 100% who they are, meaning they look strong if they are connected to someone else, that they're codependent. They're not 100% strong on their own. You know, they're still attached to someone, so they couldn't let you get 100% close. Even if they're not with this person 100%, it's still, you wouldn't want that person in the picture at all. And then you have to ask yourself, well, why is the person attached to your person still attached to your person if they're not having, you know, fun in the sandbox per se, if they're not, you know, having passion in their relationship? Well, obviously that person wants to, and they're settling. So it's this relationship is held together by guilt. Your person is stuck together by guilt, but it's codependent, and that's why they couldn't really be in a relationship with you. So if anything, this relationship would be karmic, and where your person would need to be able to look at themselves and say, hey, I don't want to be in this relationship, and I could actually can build a healthy emotional connection, because I did, because you're my best friend, and that's a form of intimacy. It's the first form of trust. The relationship that they're in with the past person was not built on friendship. It was built on passion and desire, the same way that your person tried to enter into your life, passion and desire. But what has happened because of you, Pisces, was like, no, I'm not going to tolerate you coming in and out, not being true to me, walking away. It's made your person look at the relationship, and if anything, is going to make them change. It's going to make them see, to get really clear on what they want, and know that if they want a relationship with you, they're not going to be able to hold on to that third party. They're not going to be able to be with anyone, actually, because any relationship really wouldn't work. So we're going to leave it there. Now, if you resonated, don't forget to like and comment and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys all soon. Bye.